Welcome to the Pyrenees. We're cycling today out of the town of Lourdes in France to do the Col d'Ascent and Col du Tourmalet, which are two mountains with a huge heritage in the Tour de France. We're on a 160k loop, about 3,500 to 4,000 meters of climbing. The weather prediction today is not great. You can probably see the cloud layer is quite low. We're expecting thunderstorms around midday, so we're going to have to find a place to hide. The initial gradient of the ride is quite flat for the first 70k, rising only slightly to the town of Arroux. From there, we find ourselves at the foothills of the Col d'Ascent, which is the first of our climbs. Descending, once we get to the top of the Col d'Ascent, we'll descend to the foothills of the Col du Tourmalet. And from there, we'll climb again, much longer climb up. And then before descending to the town of Ascent, riding home to Gelles Gazest, and back to Lourdes. It's been all day, should be good. Just made our way out of the town of Bagnes de Bourgie, on our way around to Arroux. We've done about 20 kilometres so far. It's been a bit of an undulating ride. But, I mean, we're on a bit of a climb at the moment, but it's still pretty tame compared to what we'll do a bit later. Just thought I'd do a quick stop. Here, we've got the very low-lying cloud today, so visibility is pretty poor, but you can see it's starting to clear a little bit, which I'm kind of hopeful for. I can start to see a little bit of blue just above me, and I'm hoping that with the really low-lying cloud, as the sun comes out, it'll burn off the fog, and we'll actually start getting to see some really nice vistas. And you can just see behind me here this beautiful view, and you can just the tree line just poking above the low-lying fog there. Pretty gorgeous up here. Just left the little town of Beauvais. We're on the road to Arroux now, not very far to go, about another 10 kilometres. Beautiful road, super smooth. Scenery starting to get really picturesque. We're in a valley at the moment following the River Nest, which runs through Arroux. There's actually, I can see a fly fisherman off to my left. So obviously a good trout river. We've got blue sky finally, starting to open up. It's absolutely gorgeous. Just one of those memorable rides you'll do. Arrived in the town of Arroux, the foot of the Col d'Ascent. We've got a market day on today. Just a quick look around how beautiful this little town is. Alright, we just left the town of Arroux. We just had lunch, and now we're going to go up the first of the big climbs today, Col d'Ascent. So it's the baby compared to Tourmalet, but it is we've got to go over it to get there first. So we'll leave the valley de Nest, which is what we're in now, and start climbing up. Here we are on the slopes of Col d'Ascent. We've got 11 kilometres, 6% average gradient to get to the top. And as you can see, the cloud layer has sort of cleared a little bit, so we do have some nice views today. The road is perfect, so we should be in for a good ride. We're getting some spectacular views now. That's the town of Arroux down below. We've got nice clear weather, at least to the mountaintops. So we're getting some beautiful. It's actually not bad conditions. It's a little bit muggy today, but we'll get there. Just past kilometre 8. We're now hitting the 6% gradient stuff. It is just absolutely beautiful up here. And I think this one's the baby of the climbs today. 1,469 metres. But views, look at that. Just incredible. Just past the 2k mark. 2k's to go mark. About 8% gradients now to the top. A few switchbacks, and then we'll be there. Here we are at the top of the Col d'Ascent. That was a good ride. Aspen are now on the gap road between the base of Col d'Aspen and Col du Tourmalet. We're going to take a left turn up here somewhere. We're going to head back up into the hills. It's about 23 kilometres to the summit from here, so should be good. But we've got the weather closing in. Here we are at the base of Col du Tourmalet, little town here. We're coming up here to a statue of a guy called Eugene Christophe, who was a Tour de France rider in the 1913 tour. You can see the bike down the bottom there, and it says he was on a 326 kilometre stage from Bayonne to Longchamp, and as he was descending the Col du Tourmalet, his fork broke. The fork on his bike broke, and he had to had to walk 10 kilometres to a little farm or village of Saint-Louis de Campin, where he repaired the fork in a forge. So he actually had to smith his own fork because you weren't allowed to have outside assistance, so he had to do all his own smithing himself. And it says he was leading the stage at that point, and he had quite a lead at that point. So interesting story and a bit of the Tour de France history that's here. And just as we turn around, we actually see the Col du Tourmalet Tour de France sign with various altitudes on it. So we'll just come up and do a bit of a look. So Col du Tourmalet, 2,115 metre climb. It's a 16.9 kilometre ride, and the average gradient is 4.5%. So actually, it's not too bad. But we see. Turn the camera around. We start down here in the little village of Saint-Louis de Campin, the bottom of the col, and then we ascend. The blue, green, red, and black are different gradients. So blue is the easiest at somewhere between 3 to just under 6%. Green is kind of like a flat. Red sort of goes to between 6 and just under 9%, and then black goes 9%. So it's going to be a good climb. And as you look over here, you can actually see. There we go. We've got 11% maximum gradient to do today. It's going to be a good climb. All right, see you. Catch up a bit. About 6.5 k's to go. Passing through another one of these avalanche tunnels. You can see the fog now is went into the fog layer, so visibility is really poor. It's not the worst climb in terms of gradient, but certainly it's just long. So, but we'll get there. Thought I'd do a final video. So we're a few k's from home now. We're just riding along a rail trail back into Lourdes. I jumped on this just outside of a little town called Gazost. And we're heading back in now. So this has been a nice little ride back along here actually. There's a beautiful river flowing to my left. There's mountains. Yeah. Fantastic ride. Knocked off Tourmalet, knocked off Aspen. It's been a good day.